What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another version of Rory's Infidelity Stories. This one right here is titled, I Think I'm Watching My Husband Cheat on Me in Real Time. Let's get into it. I, 33-year-old female, have been married to my husband, 33-year-old male, for 3 years now. Been together for 7. The first year we were together, we lived 3 hours away from each other, and one weekend when I was at his place, I found out he was cheating on me. We worked through it, he moved in with me, and we've been pretty good ever since. I like to think that we have a relatively strong marriage, or at least I did. Last week, he told me he had to go away this week for work. His best friend back home is having some pretty serious mental health issues and can no longer be allowed to use power tools. However, he was in the middle of a building project that needs to get done, so said friend's dad hired my husband to finish the job with him. So it's like a work trip, but also not a work trip. He told me he was leaving Tuesday and would be back Friday. Since he left, I haven't spoken to him for more than 5 minutes at a time. Usually when he's away for work, he's calling me 5 times a day, which I thought was weird, but just assumed he was busy hanging out. Tonight, technically last night, so Wednesday, he once again calls me for 10 minutes and tells me not only is he now staying until Sunday, even though he sent me pictures of the job half done already, but that he's going to get his car looked at, which is why he can't talk long because he worked late and still has to take the car. When I asked him where he was getting the car fixed so late, because it's almost 10 p.m. at this point, he told me a buddy next town over about an hour away was going to take a look at it tonight and give him a quote and get parts and get it fixed by Thursday. Huge red flags now because he was going to a friend's house. He always tell me who it's never just a buddy and his wife. I know he only has 2 friends that still live in town and neither of them knows about cars. Anything. We have tracking apps that we use for us and our kids' phones, so I decided to look on that. He got there at midnight, it's now 3 a.m., and he's still there. It's neither of said friends' house. I just know my gut is just screaming that this is exactly what it is, and I'm sick to my stomach. My best friend is asleep, and she's all I have. And I just have to get this off my chest before I explode. Update. Now that I have most of the day to really think about everything and had a good talk with my best friend about it as well, this is where I'm at with it. When he called this morning and I was making coffee, I told him I was going to make coffee, and he said, "Oh, coffee? I should get some of that." I just woke up and I haven't gotten a chance yet, except when he left this morning, he went to the closest coffee shop before he left town. Again, another lie. And the answer to any questions of why I'm tracking him and if I trust him, the answer is I'm not. Well, I wasn't before now. We got the app last week when our kids started walking to school on their own so we could see where they were and make sure they were safe. In turn, they can see where we are and when we're out of the house. I didn't force him to get a tracking app, and it wasn't like to catch him doing anything, although it did kind of work out in my way, I guess. So the story he gave me about going to his buddy's house, he finally gave me the buddy's name. Let's call him John. And I know of a John, but never met him in person, which is why he thinks he's a good patsy to fix something on his car. He said they couldn't get it unstuck with home tools, so he came home. So he's going to talk to his boss today and see if he'll allow them to come in after hours tonight to fix it in the shop. Now, here's the problem. Although John is a mechanic, John doesn't work nor live in the city that my husband was in last night. And as soon as he said, quote, for parts, I realized that he means he doesn't have the parts yet, which means if his story were true, they would have been taking apart the car with no parts to put it back together, which makes 0 sense. And that's what I put together at this point. And while I was on the phone with him, his best friend woke up and asked him if he was just getting in from last night. And I could literally hear him stumble to come up with an answer because he knew I could hear him. That one cut deep, but he said, no, I came home last night. Surprised you didn't hear me. Lied to his best friend too, which is super suspicious. From talking to my best friend and confiding in others, I've decided that I'm going to keep it low and cool. I'm not going to confront him because I don't see the point. He's either going to deny it, flip it, or admit it and beg for forgiveness. And honestly, I don't want to deal with any of that right now. What I need to do is get my ducks in a row and get out. So that's what the plan is going moving forward. Although I didn't catch him per se, I feel humiliated, I feel stupid, as fuck. But all else, I'm pissed. Pissed at him and pissed at me. Just pissed the fuck off. Got to be more careful. Well, he cheated before. He just might cheat again. You know, they say once a cheat, always a cheat. And that's possibly true in most cases. It may be. In some cases, it's not. Some people do change. But if you suspect something or you feel something, you know, they say that female's intuition, you know, then I would try to do more investigating to see what's going on and put your finger on it before you try to blame somebody for something that they might not be doing. Good luck. Anybody have advice, comments, or would like to chime in, please do it down in the comment selection. Thanks for tuning in. Rory's Infidelity Stories. Next one coming soon. Later.